Wake up everybody, it's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
So, good morning, everybody. I don't know about y'all who are regularly in this community, and I regularly try to tune in when I can, but that song is so in my soul, and it like rejuvenates me. When I get up in the morning and I turn on, or I connect with the Facebook and I hear that song, I just like, it's now part of my routine. I feel like now I'm awake. Now it's like my morning coffee, my musical coffee. Welcome, Wake Up Everybody community. I am Candice Harper. I'm a relationship coach, an EFT practitioner, a hypnotherapist, content creator, and a health conscious leader. And so I coach relationships of all kinds, but mostly our relationship that we have with ourselves. And I believe that we have relationships not just with ourselves, not just with other people, but with other things in our lives, like money, like food, like all kinds of things. And, I'm sure that you experience that as well, how you navigate certain things, your relationship with your career, your relationship with your family, your relationship with things that are uh, uh, entities or a static thing or something that exists, your relationship with cleanliness in your home, right? So today I want to talk about fat shrinking emotional fitness. And at the crux of that is relationship with food. And it's born out of my own experiences with my relationship with food and how it expressed, symbolized, and sort of existed in the way that my relationship with people did. And I'll talk about that. So I just want to say as a disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist. We're not here to talk about nutrition. I'm not a physical trainer. We're not here to talk about exercise. I'm not here to impart scientific or physiological information on how to practically lose weight. I have a feeling that most of us here, especially at a certain age, we know how to practically lose weight. And that is not normally the crux of the issue. We're going to talk about what it takes to emotionally be able to connect, with sustainable, healthy weight loss, a physique that you're proud of, all that sort of thing. And like I mentioned, if you saw my promo from last night, this is not a Eurocentric conversation about having to be skinny. So if you are coming with any of that stuff, that you're only good enough if you're a size 2 or any of that stuff, my invitation is to just be in your awareness about that, love on it, and happily release it. Do whatever you need to do to make it not at the head of the table for you in this conversation. So Naja, if you could advance to the next slide. There's one thing that I really want everybody to get a sense of, to get an understanding and overstanding, a walk away with. And it's this statement: when we know we are enough, we become masterful at deciphering when we've had enough. And I'm going to say it again. When we know that we are enough, we become masterful at deciphering when we've had enough. And so that could apply to food, that could apply to things that we are settling for, that could apply to abuse, that could apply to so many things that when they're not working in our lives, the moment that we get that we are enough, we get to decipher and understand when we've had enough, right? We get to know when it's time to take a stand for ourselves. And so I want you to let that sink in, that statement, and the understanding of that statement. And I know a couple of people are raising their hands. I definitely want you to share in the chat, and I definitely want to have you share. But before we do that part, I just want to do my own share so that you guys have a deeper understanding of why I'm even talking about this, what my experience has been, and also to see if it resonates with you. And I want to give everybody an opportunity to share as soon as I give that communication. I see Louise, she says that resonates with me. Thank you, Louise. That's fantastic. Absolutely. So be looking for things like that in our conversation. Whatever resonates with you, I want you to feel free to share about it, talk about it. That is what we are here to do, right, as a community. So, like I was saying before, if you're like me, you know intellectually that eating healthy, exercise, all that stuff, burning more calories than we consume, and having a healthy sleep cycle, things like that will definitely give your body the physiological things that it needs to maintain a healthy weight, right? I think a majority of us know that. We see enough, online and on television, people trying to sell different weight loss methods and, different physical trainers. And there's always people talking about how you do it. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's science, it's what it is. You got to burn more than you eat, right? And so if you're like me, maintaining consistently healthy habits like those have still been a struggle. And it's like, why do we struggle? We're intelligent people, we're smart. What is it about those simple things that can be such a struggle? Why is it that we can only do them for a certain amount of time, and then before we know it, we're working our way back up the scale, or we've lost our interest in whatever exercise we've chosen? Why is it that we're turning to the pizza or the cake, or whatever might be your vice of choice? My vice of choice is pizza. But whatever yours may be, like, why is it that we turn back to those things eventually? And then why is it that we often just go off the rails? Like, how do we keep finding ourselves back in that position? And that's for those of us who've been on a weight roller coaster. But then for those of us who have gone for a long period of time without being able to lose any weight, even though they've made efforts, the physiological efforts, they've tried to diet, or they've tried the exercise, and maybe gave up a little too quickly, or just couldn't get through certain humps. Even for all of us who've been in that position as well, it's like, why is that? What is it about it that makes it that we decide it's too hard? Or why do other things override it so quickly or so easily? So let's talk about it. My request is that type in the chat if what I'm saying resonates, along with your testimony, because we're going to share that at the end. And if I say something that really resonates, raise your hand and keep it up in your little box, your little window, so that we can invite you to share after I tell the story. So Nigel, if you can do the next slide number 3. All right. So if you're like me, you've been on a weight roller coaster probably your whole adult life. And if that resonates with you, please feel free to type it in the chat. If you're like me, your weight gains might have coincided with stress or painful occurrences. Like, I know for me, when my grandma passed away, my weight ballooned. My family was in all kinds of turmoil. She was the matriarch of our family. And, the stress, the emotion, all of it, my weight ballooned. When I was fired from a job. I felt like I had, reached sort of the pinnacle of my success in my mind, in my lack mentality, that this was going to be it. This was as great as I was going to ever be able to get. And I was fired from the job. My weight ballooned. I had a relationship that failed. And it was a relationship that I had hung a lot of hopes on, that I really thought that, I wanted us to make it. I spent 4 years hoping that we would make it, and doing what I thought I needed to do in order to have us make it. And when it failed, my weight ballooned. pregnancies that failed, and my weight ballooned. And here's the thing about that. My weight ballooned and I didn't even have babies to show for it. So, I say that not thinking that, oh, because you have the babies, you feel better about the weight, but there was no consolation of, now I have something to love, so I don't have to worry so much about it. My weight ballooned up, and then I had to also deal with that grief. So the aftermath of having my body be in that state, obviously, didn't support the depression that came over me and the feelings of not enoughness and sadness. So my weight continued to balloon. If you're like me, your body weight challenges have been a direct symptom of the things that you've dealt with or didn't know how to deal with emotionally. So when I look back over the decades, so today I'm 49, so that, that's a solid number of decades, I can say that these were things that I didn't have the tools or I didn't know how to deal with emotionally in any other way. So, I turned to food. I allowed stress to take over. I allowed myself to get into a cycle of inconsistent health. If you're like me, you've known for a long time what things to do, but it still didn't keep you from regaining weight over and over again. And if you're like me, you often gained more than you previously lost each time that you gained weight, right? And if you're like me, you may not remember when your unhealthy relationship with food started, but you know that it has been a challenge your whole life. And so if you could go to the next slide, Naija. If you are like me, you have engaged in food shaming cycles where you overeat, binge, or whatever, and then regret it. Whether it's that you stuff it all down, some people throw it back up, but you have let yourself overeat and binge and then regretted it, felt bad about it. If you're like me, you've had what I call food choice dilemma, where making food choices is so frustrating because do I eat healthy or do I eat hearty? The difference between a meatball sub, it's got a lot of bread, you're going to be full, or, a slice of lean meat and some asparagus. It's like, that you're going to feel better if you eat that slice of lean meat and that asparagus. But when you're hungry and you're in food choice dilemma, that meatball sub takes over and gets to run the show, right? If you're like me, you have white knuckled through diets. I was on the Atkins diet for 5 years. And when I would have what I would call a cheat day that would turn into 3 or 4 days, I would go off the rails. And those of you who know the Atkins diet know that it's no carbs. So imagine just, 4 days of loaves of bread, pizza, whatever I could get my hands on that was called pasta, whatever was carb related. And by the way, carbs are not evil. And that's something that I learned trying to white knuckle through that diet. Overexercising and pushing too hard only to give up quickly. If you're like me, you've experienced that, where you're like, maybe it's a New Year's resolution. I'm gonna lose weight now. So I'm gonna be in the gym every day for the next, however long. And I'm gonna work out for 2 hours. And then you find after a few days, and especially after not working out so much, that 2 hours, your body's sore. You start to get tired of it. It doesn't seem so fun. You got to really drag yourself into it. And some people can go longer than that, but eventually the body starts to wear out because it's not used to that. There's been no sort of gradual progression. Dreading getting dressed and what I like to call calling in fat. So there was a time where I would be very out of integrity with plans that I made with people or events that could possibly come up or that I was invited to or that I even said I was going to attend. If I woke up that morning and none of my clothes fit and I felt too fat for everything, I would call in, oh, I don't feel good. Oh, something's come up. I'm not going to make it. And those are the times that I did communicate, right? There were a lot of times where I didn't even bother to communicate. Let me just go back to bed. Let me just get in bed. Let me just go order a pizza. Forget it. None of these things are going to fit. Being overdressed on the beach, having so much shame about my body. And not because I felt like I looked ugly. This is the thing about it, because, I feel like you can be beautiful at any size. You can be a very beautiful woman. But what I felt, the shame that I felt was I really felt like what was on my body was expressing what was going on inside me, and that people knew that I was sad. And so if they could see my body, they could see my sadness. They could see that I was binge eating. I felt like it was the evidence in my mind. So I had a lot of shame around that. And then sexual embarrassment. And it was the same kind of thing. Anybody that I was with in an intimate way, anybody that I was naked with, they could see my body. They could see what my body looked like. They could see my sadness. And sadness ain't sexy. And so what I was feeling was I look sad. And so I definitely didn't feel sexy, right? And then also not knowing how to create balance in my body. So 1 week healthy, 2 weeks binging, that sort of thing. Yeah. So go ahead to the next slide, Naja. Thank you. So if you're like me, you know how to look good even when you don't feel good, right? You can dress it up with hair and makeup and what I call capitalizing on curvy. And if you see me in this picture in the red dress, I was on my second of 3 miscarriages in less than 2 years. I was in a highly volatile, abusive relationship, and I was on my way to getting evicted. And every single day, I was confronted with my own self-hatred. But I looked good, honey. Look at me, I was thicker than a Snicker. I had root realness, my edges was laid. Look how good. Nobody knew. Nobody knew all that stuff was going on with me because I was good at making it look okay on the outside. And you know, there is a body positive movement right now that has its positives and its negatives, but that, you know, as long as I can look good and voluptuous and sexy, it doesn't matter what's going on the inside. And what I found is that that absolutely was not the truth, right? So if you're like me, you don't feel good when you're carrying a lot of excess weight. And it's not about trying to hit some impossible beauty standards. And it's like, screw the magazines, because if you're like me, you feel like your excess weight is outward evidence that you've been neglecting your heart, stuffing your emotions, and trying to control everything. And that's what I was doing. So if you're like me, you also know that you have to accept every part of yourself to love yourself, even the fat. But deep level, unconditional self-love would guide your steps to an optimal, healthy, emotionally free body weight. And so who wants to talk about it? I saw that some people were sharing in the chat. I can't see all the boxes because we have the slides up right now, but we can take the slides down. Who wants to talk about anything that I said that resonated with them and what their experience is with it? Who wants to share? You can put your hands up in your boxes. You can come on, or we could just pick you.
We have couple hands up.
Okay.
Let's call Louise up. She was first to put her hand up, and she's been putting some information in chat. I'd love to hear what she has to share, what came up for her.
Yeah, go ahead, Louise. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for this. I felt like you were like just speaking. I know there's a few of us that felt like you were speaking directly to us. I started my weight loss issues when I was about 17. Um, Before that, I could eat anything I wanted. You know, I was skinny, just with boobs. And that was it. Then when I got to be 17, all of a sudden, whoosh, I'm like, wait, what happened? You know, so from then it's been a constant struggle of losing and gaining and losing and gaining. And even after I had my 2 children, I lost the weight after them. Then I started working in the office. People were ordering breakfast, then lunch. Then I come home and eat, not exercising, and the weight just kept going and going and going up. And then, like you, I'm an emotional eater. So stressed out, upset about something. And then as life goes on, 2 children, husband, only child, having to deal with being living in the same house with a mother, you know, who didn't always respect boundaries. Just the stress of everything just kept coming and coming, and I kept eating and eating, not knowing how to really handle the emotional stress of everything and feel like everything was weighing me down, as well as finances. So Um, Last year, I think, was the largest I ever got. And actually, during COVID, I started really doing the Zoom classes and exercising. So I had lost about 14 pounds. Then back to school came September, and all the stress with being back in the school with COVID and everything just started. I wasn't able to find a really good balance, gain back some of the weight. Now I'm feeling a bit more balanced, been working on myself. And through it all, I realized, and I was really thinking about it as you were saying, the emotions have so much to do with it. Because yes, I know how to lose weight. Yes, but at night, it's like, I don't know, like an addict. At night, the food is like chips, eat me, chocolate, eat me. And I know at night is the last thing I need to do is eat at night because that's what puts weight. And then sometimes I just eating. And then I finish and I'm like, what have you done? And then I'm like, I wish I could be a bulimic and throw it all up, but I know I'm not gonna do that. But it's a constant daily struggle for me.
Yeah.
And I've been more stronger this past week, getting up, doing my stomach exercises before work, you know, going to the gym now. So I'm just want to take it one day at a time, 1 pound at a time, and just be conscious, always mindful of what state of mind I'm in.
Yeah.
And that if I feel the addiction hitting me at night, to try to say, grab an apple, eat some salad, not the junk food. So, thank you for this conversation. And it's just so deep how I'm right there.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing your story as well.
Ashe. Thank you for that, Louise. And I want to, a couple things that you touched on that I absolutely love, because I think part of that thing with food addiction is that unlike other addictions, we need food to live, right? So it's not just, you can't just go cold turkey and not eat anymore, right? It's not like with alcohol or something like that. So it's finding that balance. And then there was something else that you were pointing to. It's you said a pound at a time, or you said that you're going to, gradually day by day. And here's the thing about that, because that's part of the magic. It's the choices that we make one after the other, right? The choices that we make as we're moving along. And part of this healing and part of the fat shrinking emotional fitness is, what do I do with my mindset so that I will more often make the choice that works rather than the choice that doesn't work? And part of that is to stop wronging myself for when I make the choice that doesn't work, right? So we do that. Part of the addiction cycle is I overeat, I overdo it, and then I'm like, whatever that aftermath might be. And that shame alone, when we're willing to heal that shame and look at that, it releases us from that habit, that cycle of letting ourselves do the overeating and then having the shame be triggered. It's like, okay, when I'm in that shame moment and I'm like, okay, so I did just eat all that stuff. And if I'm willing to say to myself, I am allowed to eat whatever I want, and this is not workable as far as my weight loss, but I did it. It's done. And so I can't shame myself for it. I could say a little prayer. God, let me use this for what I need to use it for and poop the rest of it out. But the more I allow myself to be in practice of letting that shame go, the less I need to do that to myself. Does that make sense?
Yes, because I have had a habit of beating up on myself, but I've done so much work since March with Wake Up Everybody. It's been a gradual strengthening of myself. So things that used to trigger me before, or I used to just quickly beat up on myself, I don't do it as much, because with the journaling and just with the gradual work on myself, excavating and just learning to love me and say, okay, you're not perfect, forgive yourself and keep it moving, and not stay stuck in that I'm beating up on myself, let me eat my unhappiness away,
Right?
which doesn't work.
Ashe.
So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Louise. Anybody else? I see Teresa Scott.
Peace and blessing, family. Love y'all. Thank you so much for this conversation, because I have been dealing with a weight since I was a child, and mine came when I had got molested, and what I used to do was that I would just I couldn't talk to anyone about it, so I didn't talk to anyone about it. Um, when I did talk to someone, I think I was like 30 years old, and they just went. When I talked to my mother about it, she just went like totally ballistic on me. So I didn't really talk to her about it anymore. But what I found out recently, and thank God for the wake up, is that I realized what I've been doing with the food and with hoarding is that I've been using the food and a hoarding as a way to protect myself. And it was like it just came to me. It was like you're using, this like you have used the food and the hoarding as a way to protect yourself from society. You know, when I, like you said, sometimes I would cancel appointments. A lot of times I missed a lot of, family events because, I was dealing with my weight or my legs, whatever that I was dealing with. And it wasn't until recently, actually, this year, well, the last couple of years, but really this year, when, since I've been on the wake up where I realized, what's that statement? I need to get that statement. You said when you are enough, then you realize you had enough, something like that. Whatever your statement was, but
when we know we are enough, we
right.
become masterful at deciphering when we've had enough.
Okay, I got it. Maybe you can put that in the chat for me so I can um but the thing about it is that I just had enough and I just got tired. I just recently got tired of not, doing things for myself. So I when I got diagnosed with the they will well, whatever they say about the kiss cancer mess, then I just said, Teresa, you know what, you in order for you to live, you have to eat better. So I started eating better. And my thing now that I'm struggling is that I don't really eat a lot. I don't eat nothing compared to like what I was eating. It's just that sometimes I have all these emotions and I don't know how to deal with the emotions. I'm not eating the emotions, but all these emotions are here. So that's where it's challenging. It's like I'll be angry a lot, but I don't eat. I'll just be angry, I'll be ready to fight, that kind of stuff. But I'm not dealing with eating, just a lot of anger, like if somebody bothers me, or normally I would just take it, like that's another thing. I just took a lot of hits, like, because I just felt like I wasn't good enough. So I would just let people say and do whatever. But now it's like, get the F up my face for, you get it. But I don't want to, it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to, I'm not laughing because, it's funny, but I'm laughing because, you know, it's just a response to sometimes for me for emotions. So that's my thing is that, I'm dealing with a lot of anger right now because I've allowed too much stuff to be taken because of the weight and because how I felt about myself. And now I'm not taking that responsibility, but I'm not taking the disrespect or the abuse from anyone, but I just get angry about it now. So
Yeah.
that's what but
I say thank you for sharing that so much, Teresa, because that's one thing that I didn't touch on was that anger piece, right? Because that was a lot of what I was dealing with as well. And for me, I had to find and still I'm always in the exploration of what are some practical outlets for that anger. And as I'm healing it, because that anger, I know that a lot of it, what's underneath it is sadness for me. And
hmm
a lot of it comes from things that I either am still grieving or still dealing with or haven't forgiven. And so I know for me, it's finding those practical things that are an outlet for that anger. And also back to what I was saying about the shaming when we overeat, the not shaming ourselves for having the anger, right? We've been through some things. And it's part of our human experience for us to have the full gamut of emotions. But because so many of us are conditioned to stifle our anger, or that our feelings are wrong, or that we need to shut up and take it, that just fosters more anger, right? And I understand that desire to fight, and whether it's physically, because I've been in physical fights in romantic relationships, or to just fight verbally to come after someone. But what for me is a big important thing is practical ways to express it. So do you, Teresa, have any tools, skills, maybe that you've learned from the Wake Up community or your experiences in your own healing that you actually implement, practices for when you feel that anger that are something different than overeating? since you said that you got the eating under control? What are some things that you do with that anger?
It's like I've been dealing with that, with some family and friends, and it was like I just tell them how I feel. But at like this week, it just kind of bothered me that I was, being that angry with them, and I was like, okay, Trish, you got to find a different way to deal with, whatever's happening. It's like I guess it's like a reflection. I guess dealing with people is like a reflection of yourself. So whatever that they giving out is what you're giving out. So I'm looking at myself to see, like Teresa, like why are you so angry? Like why are you so angry with them? And like why, like why are you giving them that kind of space? Because when I get angry, the angry affects me mentally as well as physically.
Yeah.
So this is why I have to stop it, because it just affects my whole day. Once I'm at that angry, that it affects my whole day. It's like mentally I don't want to function, and physically, I'm in pain because the anger is manifesting itself mentally or physically. So
Yeah.
that's the thing that that I had to say to myself this week. It was like, Teresa, you giving people too much power, that that they are affecting you. So I just what I did was I started meditating and praying. As a matter of fact, yesterday, and that helped a whole lot.
Yeah. So
Um,
you just started
that
that
helped
practice yesterday?
yesterday, and I was like doing it all day,
Yeah.
and just meditating and praying, and I felt a great release. I actually felt like if they say if you get your mojo back, I feel like I got my mojo back. So
Yes,
I just
honey.
feel like, that's the thing that I need to be doing right now, just meditating and praying, and just think about all the good things that the world, has to offer. Even with the people that I might be having a debate, like like I read my purpose statement yesterday, and I was like, damn, I said, you forgot all about your purpose statement. Um, it just says that I'm supposed to be coming with peace and love and empathy. And as I go through the ashes, so I'm like, you're not operating nowhere in your purpose statement. So you need to practice your purpose statement. So when I did the alumni on Friday, we had to read our purpose statement, and my brand is a bowl of hearts. So I was like, Teresa, you are not neither one of them things. You're not the bowl of hearts right now, or your purpose statement. So you need to check yourself. So it was like, and I was struggling on Friday, even if I should even go to the alumni, because I just wasn't feeling like I want to deal with it. And the spirit was like, no, you need to be there. And I was so glad because I was able to revisit my purpose statement and my bowl of hearts. So that right there was just, I was like, I just started crying. I was like, oh yes, here's your answer right here, your purpose statement. So
Mm.
if I'm doing this every day and I'm thinking about being a bowl of hearts, then healing has to take place with me and whoever that I'm coming in contact with.
Yes. Yes.
Please.
Ashe and amen to all of it. And I love all that stuff that you pointed to, because it sounds like the bowl of hearts, you said that's your brand and your purpose statement. You're doing Be the Tree right now, right?
No, I just finished it.
Tree, you just finished?
Hmm.
Yeah, so that the practices, I did Be the Tree as well. The practices from Be the Tree, the meditation, the yoga, the being willing to allow yourself to find the things that work for you, just
Hmm.
that allowance that we give ourselves, right? Permission to practice something that makes me feel that I can align with something other than what I would normally do when I have emotions that I need to express, right? It's practice.
It's practice.
Yeah, I love that you just started meditation yesterday. Congratulations.
Yes. And and not beating up ourselves is the other thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I know. Thank you.
yeah. Ashe. Thank you, Teresa. I see Terry. Terry has her hand up as well. Terry, do you want to come on? You want to come on camera as well?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm learning this whole virtual thing, so I might get it a little mixed up at times. Um, I've been on this journey, and my revelation came with my last painful experience
Mm,
when I realized as I was coming out of the valley, that was what was most important, was that I had to heal the inside of me.
Mm.
I've been on the up and down. I've lost the weight. Uh, I've been a I've been a Nutrisystem girl. I'm a Weight Watcher lifetime member. I've tried other things, and you're right. Some of the times when I was going through the most painful experiences, I was looking my best. My crash usually came because I'm one of those who got indoctrinated with the strong black woman theory. So my crashes usually came after I went through everything. So I would get through everything, and then I would crash, and then the weight came and it continued to come back.
Mm.
One of the things that I definitely learned, there's a book that I read periodically, and it's called Angry All the Time.
Mm.
And one of the things that I most gathered from that book, because I realized that the more angry I got, it's because
Oh, you broke up a little bit, Terry. Terry, we're having a hard time
I
hearing you.
was in control, that I have a right to live my life.
Terry, can you say what you just said again? Because you broke up a little, so we missed a chunk.
The biggest thing I learned was that the only person I can control is myself, that
Mhm.
I can even attempt to control day by day, moment by moment, sometimes minute by minute,
Mhm.
is myself.
Yeah.
And when I flip my success is uh,
Terry,
what when I do health, and it's a journey for me, and I'm looking forward to coming out on the other side a much wholer person.
yeah. So Terry, all I got was that the only one you can control is yourself, and that you're looking to come out as a much more whole person. Can you type in the chat the chunk, because the you kept going in and out. So I don't know. Is it just me, or did anybody else have problems hearing?
No, no, Candice, it was sounding like that it was going in and out on my end too. Terry, if you're able to hear us, can you say something?
Hello, I can hear you all fine now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now that your camera is off, the sound may be better.
Oh,
So can
Okay,
you share what you shared?
you said the only thing
sure.
I can control is myself, and then there was a nice chunk that I think.
Yeah, and that other folks have the right to live their lives the way that they choose. They do not have to live it the way I think.
Yes.
Spontaneity is okay. I too am a survivor of abuse,
Mhm.
so we tend to like to know when everything is happening, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen,
Yep.
and we tend not to respond as well to spontaneity. And
Mhm.
I'm learning to accept that in my life. I'm learning to take deep breaths, and realize, and I'm learning to laugh. I spent my whole life making other folks laugh to not deal with my own
Yeah.
pain and issues, but I'm learning how to laugh at myself. And
Yeah.
that is, unless it's life threatening, it's just not that serious. That
Yeah.
I can laugh at myself. And that is a way to bring myself back into focus of loving on me today. And
Yes.
now I'm not at my optimal weight loss. I'm probably at one of the highest points I've been, but I'm loving me today. I'm loving me right through all this fat till I get where I want to be.
I love it. And Ashe, thank you so much for that, Terry, because that's a perfect segue to the next thing that we're going to do. And also, I love that you are pointing to the control piece. So all y'all, the shares are just pointing to exactly the things that are the um, catalyst for this inability to be sustainably healthy, right? So when I'm trying to control everybody around me, I'm trying to control the outcome of things. When I'm in that space of control, I got to find it wherever I can get it. And a lot of times that's, I'm going to eat, I'm going to stress, I'm going to, be in such an emotional state that my body can't function properly. And thank you, Terry, for pointing to that. And so we can move on into the next section, because Terry gave us a segue talking about loving our bodies, loving our fat, because our fat has a job. And our fat, even though we sometimes are very critical and mean to our fat, and we want it to go away, and we try to act like we're resisting it, and we say all kinds of things about it that aren't so nice. The fat is there because our body has a wonderful, natural way of protecting us on autopilot. So the brain says, oh, something doesn't feel right with you. You don't feel good. Something's wrong with you. You feel afraid. You feel uncertain. All right, you're afraid to do this thing. Let me give you something. Let me do something to you so that you don't have to do it. Let me give you an excuse so you can opt out of it. Let me give you something in your body so that you will have a reason to connect with other people. Let me shift your body, shift how you're feeling so that you can be able to lay down rather than be who it is that you want to be. Because I feel that you're feeling fear. You're in fight or flight. So the brain says, oh, okay, well, if you're afraid, let's protect you. And so whether that's, a couple people mentioned having a history of sexual abuse, it's very common. What is it? I don't want to quote statistics because I don't want to give false information, but 1 out of 4 women, and I don't know how many men have experienced sexual abuse. I experienced sexual abuse myself. And one of the most common things that happens with sexual abuse victims is weight gain, because it's protective. If I'm fat, I can opt myself out. I don't have to be intimate. I don't have to let you get too close. You're not sexually attracted to me. I don't have to have that kind of attention. There's a lot of possibilities for how our fat has a job in that respect. If I want to achieve something huge in my life, if I want to break through and deliver a big message, if I want to do something that no one in my family has ever done, I might have a fear of failure. So my brain is going to say, oh, you're afraid of failing, so let me do things. Let me give you some stuff that will make it so that you don't have to try to achieve. You don't have to be as big as you can be. Obviously, I mean that metaphorically. Right? I'll make you physically as big as you can be so that you don't have to be as big as you can be metaphorically. All right, so anybody who's willing to participate, and I hope everyone will participate, I want to do a little bit of a hypnotherapy meditation. And when I say hypnotherapy, sometimes people go into like, is this going to be like in Las Vegas, where they put you under hypnosis and you you lose control of yourself? Or, it's nothing like that. It's about relaxation and awareness. And we're going to do a little bit of an exercise in this meditation to allow ourselves to do exactly what Terry was talking about, to experience fat acceptance. And by fat acceptance, what I mean is loving it for what it is, getting out of resistance and hatred of it, loving every part of ourselves, because you can't change anything unless you love it first, unless you accept it first. We can only change what we accept, right? So wherever you are, whether you're laying in the bed or if you're sitting in a chair, just go ahead and relax back. Give yourself as much support and relaxation at the same time. If you're sitting in a chair, put your feet flat on the floor and allow your hands to be in your lap, palms facing up to receive. If you're laying down, just go ahead and let your arms fall to the side and just take a deep breath. And what I want you to do is turn your eyes to a point on the ceiling. Find a point on the ceiling, almost as if you're looking up into your eyebrows. Don't close your eyes just yet. You want to be looking up like you're looking into your eyebrows, looking up high. You might feel just a little bit of eye strain, but just keep your eyes on that point. Keep your eyes on that point. And then I want you to lower your lids down over your eyes while still looking up. Keep looking up. You might feel a little bit of a fluttering in your eyelids. That's okay. That's okay. You're just going into a little bit of a different relaxation state. And go ahead and lower your eyelids until they connect, until they almost feel like they're glued down to each other. And once they feel like that, let your eyes move wherever you want to. Let your gaze relax. So relax your gaze with your eyes sealed tight, sealed shut. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Now I want you to just lower your chin. Even if you're laying down, lower your chin as if you are looking down a flight of stairs, right? You're looking down a flight of stairs, or you're looking over a balcony, that looking down feeling. Allow yourself to experience that looking down feeling. And imagine that there are 10 steps in front of you. And I want you to take that first step, take step number 10, and you can hear your foot on step number 10. Imagine that you can hear it. You can feel your foot falling on the step. And as you take that step, just allow your body to relax a little bit more. Take a deep breath through all of it. And then I want you to take another step, step 9. Feel your foot fall onto step 9. Allow your body to relax even more. Allow that relaxation. Allow your breath to become deeper, easier. Take step 8. Hear your foot falling onto step 8. And each time you hear your foot in your imagination, I want you to feel yourself going deeper, deeper into a nervous system relaxation, just allowing your body to be, allowing yourself to let go of whatever you might be holding, wherever you might be holding it. Take step 7, step 6, feel your foot falling, and go ahead and allow yourself to go deeper. Allow your imagination to bring you deeper, deeper into relaxation. Step 5, step 4, and as I snap my fingers, go deeper. Step 3, feel your foot on the step. And just that imagination of that sensation, let it bring you deeper into relaxation. Step 2, step 1, take a deep breath. And imagine yourself standing at the bottom of the stairs in full relaxation. And you're feeling so relaxed, in such a deep state of relaxation, that even if you wanted to open your eyes, you might find that they are glued shut, glued tight. You cannot open them because you are so relaxed. You are in such a state of relaxation. So I want you to allow yourself, allow your imagination to just be in your body and whatever your body is sensing right now. So it might be the clothes that you're wearing. So if you're already dressed, you might feel the textile, the fabrics that you're wearing on your skin. Take a moment to allow your body to feel that. If you're still in bed, you might feel the pillows, the sheets, whatever is next to your skin right now. Be conscious of it. I mean, I know we know that we feel things, but do we ever really get present to it and actually think about what it feels like? What does it feel like against my skin? What does my, whatever I'm wearing feel like against my skin? My bra might be fitting in certain places. What does that feel like? Conscious of what my body feels, whether it's comfort or discomfort. What am I feeling right now? Is it warm? Is it furry? Is it fuzzy? Be aware of how anything that's touching your skin right now, how it actually feels on your skin. And just breathe into that. Breathe into that consciousness. Now I want you to tune into the layer where your skin is attached to your flesh. So sort of just below your skin. Tune into that layer of your skin. And just try to go into your imagination. What does it actually feel like? Does it feel comfortable? Maybe if you have any sort of, I have a little bruise on my arm right now. So that connective tissue feels a little bit sore in that one area. In other areas, I can just feel that my skin is laying over my flesh. And what does that feel like? And now I want you to just allow yourself to do a little bit of light massage. You might want to start with your hands. So allow one hand to massage the other hand. And there's 2 sensations that we want to be present to. What your fingers feel like as they're touching your own flesh, and what your flesh is actually feeling. And so just go ahead and massage your hand. You can massage the meaty part next to your thumb, and then work your way up. Get your wrists, your forearms, mold that flesh, Massage it, love on it, feel it. What does it feel like to be touching yourself? What does it feel like to from your skin's point of view and from the point of view of your hands? What does your flesh feel like? You want to work your way all the way up your arms. I don't know about you. I have a little extra meat on my arms, so there's a lot to mold. There's a lot to love on. Right? Continue to your shoulders. Right? And then start to work your way down your torso. Right? You can work around your chest, underneath your shoulders, around your chest. You can work on your breasts if you want to, your sides. Go ahead and squeeze, massage, feel it, feel what it feels like. Be in touch with it. Your belly. And I want you to take some time with your belly. You can gently rub it around a little bit. Right? Stay focused on the sensation. What does it feel like just to be rubbing, massaging, touching on myself, giving myself this kind of love, this kind of nurturing? It's almost like you're giving your whole body a hug, right? And so whatever you're feeling right now, I want you to say thank you. Whatever you're massaging right now. Right now, I'm massaging the tops of my thighs. Thank you, thighs. Thank you for all the work that you do, because you take me all kinds of places. You get me through all kinds of things. Wherever I want to go, you're always ready to go. And whether you are meaty or thinner or whatever you are, you've been there for me. You have held me up. So thank you. Thank you for that. You rub your knees. Thank you, knees. Thank you, knees, for your strength. And even when you've had problems, thank you for getting through it. Thank you for alerting me to any problems that you're having. Thank you for communicating, whether you communicate with pain or whatever. If you're rubbing on your belly, thank you, belly. Thank you, belly, womb space. Thank you for whatever babies have been delivered. Thank you for digesting food every day. Thank you for alerting me to whatever you need to alert me to. Thank you for the messages that you've sent me. Thank you for if I've, put things in your body that you kicked right back out. Thank you for everything that you've done in protection of me. I want you to say that in your mind. Say thank you. And allow yourself to be real and, a real sense of presence with your human suit, this human suit that has brought you this far. Allow yourself to have presence and appreciation. And so as you're relaxed, I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. Thank you, human suit, for everything that you do for me daily. And you can repeat that out loud. Thank you, human suit, for everything that you do for me daily. Thank you for my movements. Thank you for my movements, my functions, my existence. Thank you for being my vehicle. Thank you for the children you've given birth to. Thank you for the moments of love, growth, change, suffering, and pleasure. Thank you for all of it. So I commit to showing you my gratitude by giving you everything you need to be your best. Because you deserve it, I deserve it. And take a deep breath. And I'm going to count down from 5. And when I get to 1, you're going to open your eyes and wake up feeling stronger, more energetic, and more loving about your body than you ever have before. When I count down to 1, you will have a strong, strong desire to put nutritious, healthy food in your body whenever you eat for the rest of this week. I'm going to start at 5. Right? I'm gonna start at 5, and at 5, I want you to just begin to awaken from your relaxation. You can move your fingers, your toes around a little bit. And when I get to 4, just go ahead and wake up a little bit more, wake up that nervous system. Think about this strong, strong desire you have to put nutritious, healthy food in your body right now. Think about the strong desire you have to love on this body that has been there for you and to give it all the love and the care it deserves, all the love and care that maybe others didn't know to give it. but that you know to give it, that you are 100% committed to giving it. When I get to three, you can begin to open your eyes and be back with us and be back in awareness. At 2, go ahead and shake off any residual relaxation, any tension, anything. And then 1, be back with us, be complete, and be ready to take on what this day is going to bring. Now, I went past 7:55 a little bit. I know that there's people who have to leave at 8 o'clock, or whatever scheduling things that you have to take care of that you're committed to. And so whoever has to go ahead and leave, thank you so much for being here. Contact information, I believe, will be in the chat, right, Nija? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so thank you so much for participating, and definitely come back and rewatch, because after 8 or at 8 o'clock, I'm actually going to go into the 5 questions, and I'm also going to allow everyone to share around their meditation. So come back and watch if you have to leave right now, so that you can comment, whether on Facebook or yeah, I think you can only come back and comment in Facebook. And speaking of the Facebook people, I have been neglecting the Facebook people. Thank you for those of you, if you're on Facebook and you've been participating as well. We're about to do some sharing. So, if you're commenting on Facebook, please stay with us. And anybody who's staying, please stay with us. And those of you who have to go, have a wonderful day and take care. And thank you for being with us. All right. So who is ready to share? I have a couple questions that I want to ask about that meditation experience. The first one is, what kinds of determinations were you making during that exercise? What did you determine? What are some things that you decided, judged, criticized, spoke to yourself? Who wants to share? Afua, I see your hand is raised.
Good morning.
Good morning.
During the relaxation, I just kept seeing snake plants, very strong green, very green snake plants, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
And I just felt that maybe it's time for me to plant myself into my body and allow myself to flourish. And I have a better understanding of me and food now.
Oh, wow.
There's things you said that really resonated for me. And I'm like, oh, that's why I was doing that? Okay. Oh, I got this.
Yeah.
So I am feeling really, really good and more planted into, or I should say, seated into my next steps.
Okay. Ashe, Afua, is there something that you, like a specific that you can share around either your transformation with food, or when you say seated into your next steps, what do you feel is the next step?
Journaling, recognizing when I'm angry, and having the correlation with the anger and the food and my food choices, and not beating myself up for the choices that I'm making, and realizing when I am beating myself up and not stuffing the emotions, the feelings, just being present with all of that and acknowledging it.
Yeah. Ashe. Ashe.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Are you complete?
I am complete.
Thank you so much, Afua. Anybody else? Does anybody else want to share some determinations that they were making during the exercise?
Candice, I would like to, we just talked about Facebook and acknowledging Facebook. I realized that they've been very active. So I'm going to ask Charmaine if she would like to just read some of the comments that came up on Facebook in regards to this particular segment.
Definitely. All right. So, Rukia on Facebook. Her name is Rukia. I think it's Nisia. I enjoyed my hug, smiling, loving, and all of me feels good. Jem said, Jem McBean L, she says, I feel completely relaxed and with a feeling of well-being. Yes. Rakia also says, I love that Afua. Snake plants are literally a breath of fresh air as you are. So that's support from Facebook. Susie Sunshine says, the meditation experience was awesome. Thank you for that. And my share is that I'm in a space of acceptance of my body and grateful for what my human suit does for me daily. My function, my children that I have given birth to, thank you for your protection. And I'm complete.
Ashe, Ashe. Thank you, Charmaine. And thank you everybody on Facebook who shared as well. So, and I love that a couple of you touched on the feeling of wellness, the feeling of goodness. Like, we talk about it all the time, and it's how often do we allow ourselves to really enjoy it and really be present with enjoying it, right? It's so, so important. I see Amelia has her hand raised. Amelia, you want to come on and share?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Candice, for that wonderful, wonderful meditation. I truly loved the reminders of thanking our body for all that it has brought us through. It was a reflection because I've been on the more weight gain side and realizing that I wasn't taking all the steps that I know to take. And so in the meditation, for me, what was coming up was the reminder to let go of the guilt and the shame that is keeping me in a certain place. So that was a beautiful reminder. And towards the end, it was that determination to claim my worthiness, my wholeness, just claiming more of who I know I truly am and letting go of that shame and guilt. So the other thing that came up was I need to learn from Candice how to do hypnotherapy. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we could definitely get together on that, 100%.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Amelia. Ashe, Ashe. Another question that I have, did anybody have any other stories of their life that came up during that meditation? Did anybody, as they were hugging themselves, loving on the fat, loving on the flesh, experience the feel of their skin, did anybody have any stories that came up or anything else in their life that they didn't expect? Does anybody want to share about that? Oh, wait, I see somebody's hand up. Teresa, come on back. Teresa, is your hand up? It looks like your hand is up.
This is Teresa. I just started crying a lot. I couldn't stop crying.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Shawnee calls that libation, right?
Wait, I can't hear you. Hold on, I did something wrong.
Okay. And the tear, I love that you said that also, Teresa. I'm a big believer in tears.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting the tears. It was just I was so overwhelmed. As soon as I just touched my hand, I just started crying. I could not, and I just got, the more I touched my body, the more I started crying. So that's the main thing that came from me. I was crying. It was like, it was just so much tears. I was in shock. I was not expecting that at all.
How do you feel now in this moment?
I feel good because when you said about appreciating your human suit, that was the thing that really hit when you said, just appreciating what your body had. And my body has gone through hell and I'm still here. So I have to really appreciate that, that this body has brought me a long, long way. Instead of beating it up or tearing it down, saying something negative, I could just be grateful that, this human seed has taken me up until 62 years old, and I'm still got more life to live. So I'm just excited about that. I really am, and I'm complete.
Ashe, thank you. Thank you so much for that, Teresa. And thank you for your libation. As Coach Shawnee says, thank you for that libation. I'm a big believer in those tears. A lot of times we try to stop them and we feel like, oh, well, if I'm crying, something's wrong. No, if we're crying, that's a cleansing, that's a release. And that also points to what's so important about developing that healthy physique is that allowing ourselves to release our body has to release things. And some people stop themselves from pooping. Some people, you know, they're in situations where they hold it a lot when they have to urinate. Some people don't like to sweat. They don't, you know, when we cry, we make it wrong. Like all that stuff needs to come out. And it's okay. And part of sometimes a control mentality has us, you know, I'm holding on to everything. But that willingness to let yourself cry, Teresa, and anybody else who experienced tears, anybody will tell you who knows me, I'm a big believer in letting it flow, honey. If it's got to come out, it's got to come out. Better out than in. I see Sahuspeed has her hand up. My Sahuspeed, my sweet love. Good morning.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. This was really great. So on Mondays, I have a self massage Mondays from 6 to 6:30. And what came and one of the testimonials that happened last Monday was one of the women said that they were not, the hardest part of their body to love was like their abdomen. And when she was rubbing her abdomen, it was like she was feeling so shame, just in terms of massaging it. I would love to work with you in reference with what you're doing, Candice, because this is just really good stuff. And just this self-massage piece and loving our bodies as an extension of who we are. And I love the human suit piece. It was just like, yeah, the human suit. It's just ways to make us like think of loving our whole self. And this idea of, for me, what came up for me was just like, what ways do I hide from who I am? In general, like what ways do I hide from who I am? And what are the emotional addictions that I have? Because it's not food itself, but what are they? It's like, you know, what, how do I hide from myself was really what came up. And just wanting to transform that piece so that I'm not hiding ever. And that was like, wow, that's what came up for me. So thank you for that. Just having me to explore my how vulnerable do I want to be to myself? You know, and what ways do I hide my emotional presence of mind and body? So thank you for that.
Oh,
and definitely contact me afterwards. I would love, in fact, I would love you to be on tomorrow if you can from 6 to 6:30 to be just, you know.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I'm starting my course tomorrow at 6, but we can definitely.
Okay, yeah, I would love to come in and pop on yours after 2 more weeks. Thank you. Beautiful.
Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. I miss you too, sis. We definitely need to reconnect.
All right. All right. Peace and love.
You know, and I also love, you know, what you are pointing to as far as, you know, what are if it's not food, what is that thing? What is that thing that it's having me in that shame cycle? And for a lot of us, food is the easiest go-to, but you know, there's a lot of other things that can cause that shame cycle, right? That addictive cycle of repeating a pattern we're used to. So thank you for pointing to that as well, Coach Sahuspeed. I appreciate it.
Yes, no problem. Thank you. It's beautiful.
All right. Does anybody else want to share anything about any other stories that might have come up for them during that meditation? Anything about how they feel? Whether the exercise left them fulfilled or dissatisfied? Does anybody have anything that feels incomplete around it? We're good. All right.
I can share.
Oh, go ahead.
This is Amadoma. I was trying to see if anyone else had a share.
Okay.
During the meditation, what often happens to me is I fall asleep.
Okay.
And when I started hearing you again, I heard, I commit to showing you my gratitude for everything you do for me. So I started writing things down that I want to do, including eating nutritious, healing foods, exercising. But the last one I wrote, going to bed early enough to get adequate sleep, is important, because I think when I go through hypnotism or meditation, a lot of times I fall asleep because I haven't gotten sufficient rest. So that's what came up for me, because I went to bed late, but I got up early because I wanted to be on this call. So I have to commit myself to going to bed earlier so that I can get up early without feeling I didn't get enough rest.
Absolutely. Ashe. And I love that you're pointing to it as a way to be committed to loving yourself, loving that human suit, right? So all of those things are practice, getting enough rest.
And they say that when we don't get enough sleep, that's one of the reasons for being overweight.
Yep.
It's my understanding that adequate sleep helps you with your weight control.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, because it helps with our emotions, how we navigate, how we, you know, our food choices. Because sometimes, you know, we think, oh, I got to have that sugary thing. But no, it's the body being like, I'm tired. And so we, you know, we'll crave something 100%. Thank you for that. Thank you. And so the Facebook people, so whoever's active on Facebook, what we're saying that we're going to invite them into the Zoom space if they want to come into the Zoom space. Those of you who are active on Facebook, if you want to share. If everyone is complete as far as sharing around the meditation, what I would like to share with you is the 5 questions that my program, Fat Shrinking Emotional Fitness, answers. And the 5 questions that we will be answering for the next 6 weeks, every Monday at 6 o'clock. So, Nija, if we could bring up that slide, the 5 questions slide. Okay. So the first question, and this is in no particular order, that we will be answering in my 6-week course. And you can go to the next slide, Nija, is how do I embody unconditional self-love and enoughness? So, you know, we started out with the hypnotherapy today, and, you know, we talked a lot about the different practices for taking care of the human suit, taking care of our bodies. And what we're going to deep dive into in my course is, you know, a lot of different practices, a lot of different ways, and healing whatever the story is that says that I'm not enough. Whatever the beliefs are, whatever the trauma is, whatever the thing is that I experienced that keeps informing not enoughness. So if I can heal that, I can more consistently practice enoughness and reminding myself that I am whole, perfect, and complete, right? If I can heal whatever I haven't forgiven, if I can heal whatever resentments I might be holding on to, or any beliefs that say that I have to control how others behave for me to be okay, I can begin to practice enoughness, right? Enoughness is a very important piece. The next slide, Nija. Next question that we're going to be answering in this program is, what am I controlling, holding, or refusing to forgive? Right? When we can identify specifically, and I think it was Terry who touched on, you know, wanting to control the people in her lives. When we can identify, what am I trying to control? What am I attached to? You know, what outcomes am I attached to? What am I trying to force to happen? So sometimes we get inspired to want to do something in our lives, and we think that we have to move each piece and that it has to look exactly how we think it can look. We don't leave any room for anyone else to support us, or for it to be bigger than we imagined, or the opportunities that come along, because we get so tunnel vision. And I know I have gotten so tunnel vision about how I see something needs to go. So I got to ask myself, what am I controlling? What am I thinking I'm controlling? Who do I think I'm controlling? If I'm in a relationship where there's a lot of back and forth and resistance, a lot of power struggle, I'm trying to control, right? So that's another question that we're going to answer, so that we can begin releasing that need for control, that need for false certainty, false safety, right? And whoever we're refusing to forgive. So a lot of times we say, oh, I've forgiven her, I ain't dealing with her no more. So it's a conflict, right? I'm not really forgiving someone if I'm in that space. So we're also going to look at that. Where do I have relationships where the impact is still there of the resentment? Even though I'm claiming that I'm in forgiveness, and I say, oh, I can smile at that person, I can wish them well, but the impact of the resentment is still there, because that affects our stress levels and how we, you know, navigate our enoughness as well. And the next question we're going to answer, Nija, if you can go to the next one, it's, what's my fitness project and why? So one thing that's really important when it comes to exercise is that, you know, we think it's, I got to lose 50 pounds and that's my goal. My goal is to lose 50 pounds. So our humanness, our humanity is very resistant to loss. We don't like to lose things. And like I was talking about earlier, the fat is valuable. It has a job in our lives. So what's important about an exercise practice is that it be a project and a goal that has nothing to do with loss, has everything to do with gains. So I might say, I want to learn how to do a 5-minute handstand. That's my goal. If my fitness goal is to learn how to do a 5-minute handstand, I'm going to have to go into an exploration of what it means to develop that kind of upper body strength. What practices I would have to do every day to get to a point where I could do a 5-minute handstand. I want to run a 5K. If I've never run before, and my fitness goal is to run a 5K, not lose 55 pounds. I don't know why I keep using the number 5 keeps coming up, but not lose a certain amount of weight, run a 5K. That's my goal, right? So what is my fitness project and why is it my fitness project? So that running of that 5K might be because I'm going to raise money for children with cancer. Or that being able to hold the 5-minute handstand is I'm going to impress my teenage son. What is my why? What is my fitness project and what is my why? And that's a question that we're going to answer in my Fat Shrinking Emotional Fitness program. Next slide, Naija. How do I sharpen my coping awareness? We're going to answer the question of how do we sharpen, and we were talking earlier about making the choices as we're moving along, right? So when we are in a place of loving ourselves, in enoughness, committed to taking care of this human suit, when I make my choices one by one, I find myself making more workable choices and less unworkable choices. I don't have to be perfect. There's going to be times when I want to eat a whole box of Krispy Kreme. I don't have to be 100%, but if my base level, my default is to be making a choice that works, and that's what I'm consistently doing, then my body begins to respond to that, right? And so I'm sharpening my coping awareness. So even if I'm in a moment of stress, someone has really pissed me off, if I'm committed to taking care of my human suit, I can tap into my coping skills, my coping awareness. I can say, okay, I'm stressed, I'm pissed off. What do I really need right now? Is it that I need to sit and meditate? Because it feels like I want to eat a whole cake. And I'm feeling that for what reason? That willingness to question ourselves, right? We get aware. Am I really hungry? I know in Alcoholics Anonymous, they call it HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. If I can ask myself, what am I right now? I'm more willing when I'm taking care of my human suit to make a choice that works, right? A practice that actually will have me have a long run good result. And then the last question that we're going to be answering in the program is how do I was someone sharing? I thought I heard somebody. No, okay. So then the last question is how do I rewire to make choices for my body that work? And so it's kind of like what I was talking about. You know, it's sort of a rinse and repeat practice. And what we do, similar to the hypnotherapy that we did, it was a shortened version, but what we'll do in the program is a hypnotherapy to rewire the brain synapses so that we can be present with those food choices, those exercise choices, that self-talk. And, you know, rewire our daily beliefs. And everybody in the program will get a recording of our meditation, a command cell therapy meditation, it's called, and be able to listen to it for 21 days and rewire the brain synapses so that I see food differently. I navigate food differently. I see myself differently. I see how I treat myself in a different way that works. And my coping skills get stronger and more able to face whatever it is that comes up, because we know just from these last 4 years that shit comes up. Right? Globally, in the world, you know, in the country, between each other, in our communities, and it's gonna keep coming. So how do I cope with it? How do I rewire my brain so I can cope with it in a way that works? Does anyone else have anything that they want to share? Any questions about those 5 questions? Anything that they want to say about the questions that we're going to be answering in Fat Shrinking Emotional Fitness? Does anybody want to share? I thought I saw that someone shared that they came over from the Facebook. I don't know if they had a share they wanted to give, they wanted to jump on.
Peace, Candice. This is Sister Dion. I was just really excited when I saw the title because so much of what you're talking about is what I've done with myself. I know Auntie Amadama, so I'm 5 feet short. I've been over 200 pounds, and everything that you've said is exactly right. So I've never met you, and I absolutely endorse people signing up for your program because what you've done, what you've figured out in a process is what I do and what I did for myself. And I've maintained my weight loss for over 8 years now and kind of forgot that I used to be, outside of my body at a larger size. And it was emotional release. So everything you said is so 100% accurate. And I'm just super thrilled that it's a sister, another person that looks like me that's in this space, because the other people in this space don't look like us. And they're not having these conversations. It's all about a thing that they're selling to lose weight. So I honor you and respect you, although I've never met you, and thank you for doing the work.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sister Dion. And, let's be in touch.
Yes.
I agree with you. It's so important that those of us of color and of culture, that we do work together on this, because we have a completely different set of needs.
Yes.
And I agree with you that the industry does not speak to those needs in the healthy way that it could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're looking at the whole body, and that's not in the whole body and spirit and the meditation. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will reach out.
Oh, thank you. Ashe, absolutely. I look forward to getting to know you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does anybody else have anything that they want to share as far as their experience before we close?
Just to tell you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Teresa. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you offer and your sharing, and it makes a difference for the whole community when we share ourselves. And thank you for just being so open. And I want to acknowledge your bravery and just talking about what it is, right? So thank you.
Hi, I would like to share. This is Purple.
Hey, Purple. Oh my goodness. First, Purple, I'm going to let you share, but I love your facilitation. I was like, yes, honey.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate at this last minute, I was able to release some libations, crying. I'm pretty medium size. I can, gain weight with this. I think sometimes it's just the relationship with the body and what you walked us through today. And me being able to, at the very end, just this sigh, this breath, because I wouldn't be related to in the world as a big person. And yet I have still had that relationship with my body, and I got deeply present to it today, of why the journey has been the up and down that I've had. And thank you for the piece around trying to control others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Very beautiful. And thank you for, just like someone said, you being rare. Like, this process is brilliant. And I think that the tears also came from really appreciation when you were acknowledged for being someone in this field. And I got what we get. Like, I've never heard anything like this for people of color. And I just feel like this is limited speech, but this is the best way I can articulate it in the moment. I feel like what you have is the answer for our community in a very big way.
Oh, thank you, Ashe.
So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that share, Purple. And I, right back at you as far as, with your facilitation and how music and, what you do, how you tell the hip hop story and stuff like that. I think, in the exact same way that what you're providing in our community is that uniqueness that we so deserve.
Yes, joy, Black joy. Let's do it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, community.
Yes, Ashe. All right. Does anybody have anything else that they want to share before we close out?
Greetings, everyone. Grand Rising, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Cheryl. And I just wanted to thank you, Coach Candice, for, first of all, everyone. It's Coach Candice's birthday. Happy birthday, Queen. Happy birthday. And this is my coach from my round of Be the Tree when I was a participant. And she's just amazing. And I love, love, love that what you're bringing to us is the combination of mind, body, and spirit in terms of looking at weight. And to me, that's the missing piece in the weight reduction community. And that's the missing piece for us all, especially myself, to be able to uncover what's blocking us in our mind, what's stopping us in our mind, what's holding us back, and put it all together with what we're doing with our food and what we're doing with movement. So I'm really, really happy that you're bringing this to us, and I know that I'm going to do well in your course. Yeah. And I'm complete. Wonderful. Thank you, and again, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Coach Cheryl. It was a pleasure coaching you, and you coach me just as much as I coach you. So I appreciate it. And thank you for that share. And does anybody have anything else that they want to share before we close?
I don't see any more raised hands, Candice.
All right. So I think we're good on time to go ahead and close out. I hate closing out. I want to stay with y'all all day on my birthday. I'm gonna have to come back again. But so yes, I'm complete if we're ready to close. All right, so my special offer. I have one winner who is going to receive a spot in my course for the next 6 weeks. It's every Monday, 6 to 8. It's live Zoom. The winner is whoever can type in the chat the statement that I read a couple of times at the top of the facilitation. Oh, I think I see Teresa. I can't wait, hold on. I got my screen to minimize. If admin support, whoever, is it Teresa that typed it first? Did she get the whole thing? Who can see the chat? John Carl, can you see it?
Do you want me to read it to you? It says, because Teresa and Cheryl both typed something.
Yeah, okay. Whoever typed the whole statement first wins the spot.
Looks like Teresa.
Oh, okay. So what, if you read out what she said.
When we know we are enough, we become masterful at deciphering when we've had enough.
Yes, honey. Yes.
That is Teresa Scott.
You got it, Teresa.
And I accept, yes.
Yes.
I'm ready.
That's fantastic.
I have to jump double dutch with my grandkids. So that's my goal, to jump double dutch with my grandkids.
I love it. So we start tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I will definitely send you all the information, the Zoom link that you need. And for everyone else, the link to register is on this page, the epichealingcircle.com/fat-shrinking-emotional-fitness. So if you go straight to that is the link to register, and everyone else in the community gets 80% off of the cost of the course. And that's a special offer, special invite. This link, I did share it minimally publicly, but it's not a all over the place link. I really actually made it for the Wake Up community. So the epichealingcircle.com/fat-shrinking-emotional-fitness. It's basically fat shrinking emotional fitness, just with dashes in between. All right. So to contact me, if you would like to just get in touch with me directly, so here's my phone number. And on Facebook, I am Candice Harper Love Coach. Find me on Facebook. You can like the page, and there's also a way that you can sign up for my newsletter. I send a weekly newsletter. On Instagram, I'm at Candy Love Coach. And you can email me, Candice@CandiceHarperLoveCoach.com. And the URL, the epichealingcircle.com/fat-shrinking-emotional-fitness is the URL that I'm using now because I'm in between websites. But that funnel will take you exactly to registration for the course. And that's a way to get into my community as well. All right, love offerings and donations. So, taking a page from Coach Mika, I am donating any love offerings to this amazing admin team of Queens and a King. So Nigel, Charmaine, and John Carl are amazing and wonderful and high energy, and they sang me the best birthday song this morning. So whatever love offerings and donations you feel it in your heart to make behind this facilitation will be given to Nigel and Charmaine and John Carl, split between them. So, do what is in your heart as far as that's concerned. I'm a big believer in our cycle of abundance. And I had a client say to me the other day that I hold my money with an open hand, right? Because I know that what I put forward, I get back, and I get back in, multiplied. So do what is in your heart. The love offering information is here. So leadershipdevelopment@gmail, on Zelly, Cash App, $ Spirit of a Woman. And the code for today is number 246CH. So do what is in your heart. For the admin team, I love this admin team. They are amazing. Coming up tomorrow, January 25th, Manifestation Monday with Stacey McLean. I love that, Stacey. I'm going to be there. Manifestation Monday tomorrow morning. And then Tuesday morning, Kinyofu, Co-Creating Families and Futures. Definitely join Kinyofu and Stacey for both of those facilitations. We know that they're going to be amazing. And then our schedule, that the workshops are Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. Those are our extended workshops, 7 to 8:30 a.m. And then the Monday and Wednesdays are 7 to 7:30 a.m. And you want to definitely invite people to get registered so that they can join. I tend to show up on the Facebook a lot because I'm usually walking my dog and trying to get my morning practices in. But, invite people to join the group, invite people to register for the Zoom live workshops and the live stream on Facebook. Y'all know what to do. You've been in this community. And then all of the information to stay in touch. So registration, bit.ly, Wake Up Movement, Facebook group, Wake Up Everybody Community, WUE Community, Woo Community, Instagram @Wake Up Everybody Virtual, YouTube, bit.ly, Woo on YouTube, WUEON YouTube, and the email info.wakeupseries@gmail.com if you need to get in touch with the Wake Up community. And I think that's it. We are complete. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your participation. And thank you for your spirit and your energy. And thank you for helping me to start my birthday off right. Just your loving support. I feel all your energy.
Well, thank you, Candice. Thank you for sharing your birthday with us and for talking to us about this topic. It is now time for us to go into gallery view and share our love and appreciation for our facilitator today and wish her a happy birthday, y'all.
Thank you, Candice. Happy birthday, Queen. You're awesome and amazing.
Candice, happy birthday.
Candice, happy birthday.
Thank you so very much. Happy birthday.
All tomorrow.
Candice, happy birthday.
Thank you,
Candice.
Candice.
Thank you for your energy. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
You enjoy your
Thank
day.
Enjoy your day. Happy birthday.
Thank
For everyone. Enjoy the rest of your birthday,
you.
Candice.
So beautiful. Happy
Nigel, y'all
Sunday.
rock.
Happy birthday.
Y'all rock, y'all rock, y'all rock, y'all rock. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Hi,
Family, I haven't seen you in a long time. Hi, Amani. Hi. Hi, everyone. Miss seeing y'all.
Happy
birthday. Hi, Miss
Happy
Inez.
birthday.
So glad to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time, Miss Willis.
Peace, love, and
Glad to
namaste.
see you.
See you
Hi,
all
Z.
mañana.
Hi, beautiful Z. Hi, Mama Neoma. Y'all. Hi,
Thank you.
Madam.
Blessings to
Love y'all.
everyone.
Miss Terry.
Week,
Nice to see you and hear
everybody.
you.
Well,
This is
yeah, this week. I Miss Joyce. Love y'all. Miss
Thank you. Love you.
Moto A6, love you.